Hornets in their gray, Riverside in their white and colored pants, orange stripes down the side. As we get ready for community college football on Sportsnet, USA.net. Deep, Steele takes out of the end zone, looks to find an opening, gets across the 20, gets all the way out to the 23, so it's a nice about 33-yard return on that play.
And Fullerton will be working behind the offensive line of center Glenn Bernard, right guard Isaiah Olbas, left guard Nate Ramirez, right tackle will be Drake Staten, and the left tackle will be Tyler Walton.
Alfonso Graham comes out as running back. Quinn Commons comes out at quarterback.
And matter of fact, switch that from what I just said. Everybody who was on the left side is on the right side. Everybody on the right side is on the left side.
Charles Byer to the near side of the field. Quinn Commons looks, gets a little pressure, throws across the middle of the field, and the man I just called, Charles Byers, catches that first pass. Nice gain and nice scramble by Quinn Commons. Corey Neyland, you said Quinn didn't move that fast last game. I got to bring that up to you.
No, I said he looked a little bit sluggish and apprehensive.
So the Hornets change out. Griffin's going to go on the far side of the field. Standing next to him is going to be Tim Allen at wide receiver. First down and 10 for the Hornets across the 35-yard line. Commons turns around, rolls away from pressure, tries to get it, throws it over there. Tim takes it, tries to make a spin move, gets a gain of 3 on the play.
So, yes, right. You're right, Mark. Last week he did look a little slow. This week he's looking a little bit more spry.
Gain of 3, second down and 7, right at the 39-yard line. Commons comes out quickly. Hurry up offense. Goes back over the flat. Throws it to Tim Allens. Tim Allens gets bounced off the wall. Steps out of bounds after a gain of 2 on the play. So he gets across the 40. It's going to bring up a third down and 5 yards for the Hornets.
And that defensive line, A.J. Talafau, Marcus Wilson, James Hansen up front, along with Sabine Wafa and Cairo Kashkaran.
Brandon Rankins comes in at running back. He's going to be there next to Quinn Commons. Commons has time. Throws over to, gets Rankin coming out. Rankin gets a gain of 1, and that gets smothered like my grape jelly on a peanut butter sandwich.
Kobe Fitzgerald on the stop, and that'll bring up the Hornets. And I have to punt it away.
So the Hornets, instead of coming out and running the football, stick with the air.
That's not a bad thing to do for Fullerton. Get some rhythm out there.
Fonseca comes out to punt it away.
Sean Dorso back deep for Riverside.
Dorso will stand at the 18. Fonseca gets it. End over end. Dorso's going to watch it roll. It's going to pick it up. Tries to get away. Smart play by Dorso because, Corey, the way that was kicked, it would have rolled down to the 10-yard line.
Jaren Kenyatta on the stop. I don't know. I would have let that keep going because he bobbled it just a little bit at the 22 to pick it up. Kenyatta was there to make the stop. That Fullerton College defense, Cameron Proctor, Jamal Dorsey, Josh Chirango, and Troy McDonald up front. Linebackers, Tanner Bean, Gil Vasquez, who does everything right out there for the Hornets, and Josiah Morrow are the front 7.
So coming in, Mike Irwin at quarterback for the Tigers. Get a flag to start things off. So Irwin.
Cameron Ballsy in the backfield with him. And that false start with Kevin Brown, excuse me.
So Ballsy in the backfield. So Irwin gets moved back for 5 yards. It's going to be first down at 15. Ball bounces. There's Irwin's feet. The Hornets need to come up. Runs out of bounds. Gets pushed out of bounds. A gain of about 3 on the play.
And the secondary led by David Farmer, Xavion Steele, Junior Wiley, and also out there in the secondary, as we'll get that name in just a moment. And Mark, real quick, that was Bosley, not Ballsy. I gave you the wrong information.
Bosley? Okay. Leith, the wide receiver, to the near side of the field. Bosley now takes it, goes off the gap, gets a gain about back to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up a third down and 10 for the Tigers. One of the people you need to watch out there, Corey, is that Tyler Kennedy is on the far side of the field. He can fly. Inside next to him is going to be Sanders, Giovanni Sanders. Now Sanders comes off the field. He's replaced quickly by Jarrell Anderson. Irwin looks over. Now running back, Sanders goes from left to right. Tight formation on the right-hand side. Leith just off his shoulder. Irwin looking, has time. Now he's going to go, spins away from the pressure. Got to take off. Looking basically for a scramble drill. And Corey, they did not let the quarterback find any breathing room at all.
And that was a week of emphasis for Fullerton this week, that we need to keep the quarterbacks in the pocket. Don't let them scrabble. Once they get outside, they can do damage. Once you keep them inside, they'll have a little bit of trouble throwing over that big offensive line.
Dawson Williams is going to go back deep for the Hornets. He's going to stand at the 38-yard line. Yes, that's right. We just started this game. 11:48 to go in the first quarter. Williams gets an end over end. He's going to let it hit the ground and bounce away, and it takes a beautiful bounce for the Tigers. It is down right there at the 27-yard line. So with 11:38 to go, it's the Hornets 0, the Tigers 0 here on SportsNetUSA.net.
Mark, also here on SportsNetUSA.net, we've got Golden West College taking on the San Diego Mesa Olympians. That's taking place right now. Take a look at the video page on SportsNetUSA.net. You can watch both games at the exact same time with the franchise and also Ed Ford down there as well.
Fonzo Graham back in at running back for the Hornets. Quinn Common at quarterback. Graham goes in motion from left to right. Commons gets everybody moving but the football on the play. And when that starts, that's going to move you back 5 yards for the Hornets out there on SportsNetUSA.net. So a little false start for the Hornets as we look at it. Tim Allen on the near side of the field at wide receiver. Kashawn Griffin in the slot on the near side of the field. Go to the far side of the field. Brandon Rankins now is out there. Alfonso Graham goes from left to right at running back. They hand off to Graham. Graham tries to turn the corner, gets a block down the field, and that's what you like as a wide receiver. That looked like Tim Allen. Throw a little block down the field there, and it wasn't Tim Allen, Corey. That was Kashawn Griffin making the block down the field to get the Hornets to get a first down. First down and 10 at the 38. Quinn Commons looks back. This time he goes to Tim Allen. Tim Allen, a little slot screen, gets a gain of 7 on the play.
Nice job by the Fullerton Hornet offensive line. Give him just a little bit of time to get the ball out there. Remember, these quick hitters are the best medicine for quick, aggressive defense.
Graham stays there, running back, goes from left to right by Quinn Commons. Tim Allen stays out here as a wide receiver. Quinn comes back, looks that direction again. Tim Allen, one more time. Tim gets hit from behind, but he's going to get the first down. Noah, it's quick offense that's eating up this Riverside defense.
And that's what you'd like to see. Develop a rhythm for the offensive line. That way the pass rush can't get too aggressive for Riverside City College.
Lucky Avenger, or is that Avenger? Avenger with an I is in there. I formation for the Hornets as Lucky comes into the game. Quinn Commons hands it off to Lucky. Lucky straight up the middle, stays on his feet. For a little guy, he picks up 3 yards.
And he's a little strong guy out there. Outside, he's decent. Inside, between the tackles, he's much, much better. That defensive secondary and linebackers, Lee Moonga is one of the linebackers. Joey Mahop, Kylan Ross, Jalen Bowens, Q Olatoa.
I formation, Sanchez the up back, Lucky the deep set back, and Sanchez is the up back, seals the hole to let Lucky pick up about 6 yards on the play.
An extra blocker in there for the aggressive linebackers, picked him up, he gets those 6 yards up the middle, round out that defense. Sean Dorso is the safety, Kobe Fitzgerald, one of the linebackers, and Ray Estes out of East St. Louis, Illinois, is in the secondary.
The Hornets stay in the I formation. One wide receiver comes in tight. They're going to go pitch back, and they try a little trickery. And I tell you what, Noah Alvarez, you saw that at practice. It worked out there, but against the Tigers it didn't work.
And when you only needed one yard to get the first down, kind of question the play call there, especially when Avenger and the offensive line were moving the ball very successfully in that drive.
So the Hornets try something. It doesn't work there, and now they're going to have to punt the ball away again as they get dropped for a huge loss all the way back to the 48-yard line. So they were on the move. Here comes pressure. Almost blocked. Kicker gets hit. Ball goes out of bounds at the 8-yard line. And so, once again, a mistake on touching the football takes it all the way down to the 8. We're sitting here at 8:38 in the first quarter. We started a little late. Well, we like to be casual here in Southern California, so we delayed things for a while. And now the Tigers come back on the field from Riverside. Some people claim the #1 team in the nation when you look at them. That could be debatable when you think about it here on sports8usa.net. Irwin comes back out, line of scrimmage, first down and 10. Quarterback looking to run the ball straight up the middle, and that's what they do. They run the ball well, Noah, and they go off tackle for a gain of about 8 on the play.
Elijah Bennett.
Bennett stays in there. Hand it off to Bennett. Bennett off tackle again. He's going to move the chains for the Tigers. So it's going to be a first down for Riverside.
And he's running behind the line of Cole Sane, Donnie Long, Theo Bullard, Ryan Suilafau, and Kevin Brown, who's 6'7", 400 pounds at left tackle.
Retzlaff out wide to the right. Bennett stays in the backfield. Over on the right-hand slot is going to be Sanders. They hand it off to Bennett again. Bennett, who right now is eating up the interior of the defense of the Hornets, gets 7 on the play.
And this is where your linebackers have to come up, and don't be scared to fill the gaps. Come up, make a tackle. The defensive line not getting that penetration, so it's up to the linebackers to read that cue and make the stops at the line of scrimmage.
Whitener out wide to the left. Speed burner for the Tigers. Bennett stays in the backfield so far. This time they're going to go to the pass play. Irwin gets sacked on the play. Thought he had time, and Corey, that defensive line gets another sack.
And that's Josh Tarango, number 90, who gets the sack. So number 90 with the sack does a nice job.
So Marquez out wide. Retzlaff out wide to the right. In the slot next to him is going to be Sanders. Irwin goes back, trying to pick things up. Goes across the middle of the field. There's nobody here. Incomplete pass. And so far the defense has done, Noah, I'm going to look over at you. The Hornet defense has been able to get to the quarterback, not let him run, and not giving him any time.
Well, you mentioned before the game started, this game was going to be run in the trenches, and that's what you like to see from the Fullerton defense early on, creating pressure with just a 4-man rush, which allows all the 6 defenders back there to play man coverage and have safeties over the top.
Williams back again for the Hornets. He's going to stand. Here comes the pressure right up the middle. They almost get there. Williams says, I can catch it. He does. Puts a move on, spins the middle of the field. Almost gets up to the 50. They're going to mark him down right at the 47-yard line. 6:51 to go in this first quarter. It's back and forth. Nobody's really done much except gained a lot of yardage here at Shapell Stadium on sports@usa.net.
Speaking of sportsnetusa.net, next week we're going to have 4 different games here on sportsnetusa.net.
Quinn Commons comes back at quarterback. Quinn at the 47. Hornets looked like they were driving the first time. Trick play, bit him in the foot. Commons goes back, has time, goes back over, and a quick little pass. That's going to get it out of bounds. And Corey, once again, the quick pass is working as it goes off to Nosuf, who comes out and gets it. Nosuf will stay left-hand side. Out far right is going to be Tim Allen. Quinn Commons comes back to the line of scrimmage.
And Mark, watch Griffin in this one slot, and the near slot is going to be Williams. watch those guys in the slot because you have that quick passing situation that Fullerton has now. A little pump fake, maybe not the first quarter, maybe not even the second quarter, but third quarter you're going to see him go deep.
White Hat says, hey, they've got enough. Get a little jump by Riverside. They're going to calm down just a little. Quinn, been on the money so far in this game. Trying to get balance, and there's part of the balance. Right off left tackle. Corey once again. I call him a little running back. You've been around Lucky, haven't you?
He's not little. He may not be listed at 6. He may not be the height of 6'1", but he is maybe 6 feet and muscular. He's built. He's strong.
Quinn Commons rolls out. Nice little chip block by Lucky. Quinn Commons has got to get enough yard, and there's got to be a flag on the play, and there's a flag in the end zone. And, guys, I tell you what, this drives me nuts in football. A quarterback misthrows the football and gets the benefit because the receiver's trying to come back. I played it right, Corey, defensively.
No, you didn't.
Okay.
No, you didn't. You ran into the guy. Yeah, you played it right up into a point. If you turn your head to see the ball and you react to it and you try to come back as well, or even if you turn your head, you're still good. Defensive back didn't turn his head. Receiver did. He comes back, PI.
Nosef out the left. Beckwith with him on the left-hand side. Quinn Commons with an empty backfield. They're going to go 5 wide. First down and 10. Right at the 20-yard line. Quinn's got time, dances around. He's got all day to run. He's going to throw it out of the end zone. I guess Quinn decided, Ryan Osborn, I'm just a little too slow to run down the field. I got to look at you, Noah. He had the outside, didn't take advantage of it.
And that's what you like, is for him to make the smart decision, the safe decision, too, because you don't want him to risk any injury or maybe losing the ball in a fumble.
Hornets got away with a hold on the right tackle that time. But, again, that Tiger defense is very aggressive. They're getting the pressure on Quinn. He's got to make those good decisions.
Lucky back in at running back. Tim Allen to the far right side of the field. Quinn at quarterback. Trying to get something going down. Nosef out wide to the left. They hand it off to Lucky. Lucky gets stopped at the line of scrimmage. Great defensive penetration.
Yeah, that was stopped up by Caleb Fitzgerald, 6'1", 255 out of Servite at Eastvale, California, at Servite High School. That's a kind of a drive from in high school.
Third down and 9. Quinn rolls away from the pressure, trying to get some. Finally decides, I'm going to run, and then he stops when it looked like he was going to the outside. Guys, I sort of look at that as a suspect run. He didn't know what he wanted to do with the football.
He needed to just get it out into the flat to his back, let them try to pick up the yardage. If you don't get it, you don't get it. But you don't want to sacrifice yourself out there. So Fonseca, 33-yard field goal attempt by Fonseca is coming up.
Spot the ball. Kick is blocked. And so the kicker, and there's one of the special team moments in this game. I get the dirty look from Ryan Osborn and says, hey, you know, I'm not sure if I'm going to give you that one. Guys, that was a low kick.
Yeah, it was a low kick. It was either Ray Estes or Rolandis Whitener who made the block, number 1 in white with the orange trim.
Don't forget, instead of taking a low kick or being forced off the road because your car can't get you there, well, there's one place to buy a new one or look for that used car. That's Miller Toyota of Anaheim. Miller Toyota of Anaheim, a proud sponsor of community college sports, but most of all, education. Irwin says, well, I'll tell you what, I'll get off that line of scrimmage. So once again, Bennett takes it up the middle. It gets a nice running back for this Tiger football team.
Yeah, just a zone read. You have that, what do they call it, Noah, that run-pass option. It was really just a run option. That was going to be a run all the way.
So that was Kinslow in at running back. My mistake. Kinslow's now out there. Here comes Ide up the middle. Irwin gets hit. Irwin gets hit. Irwin gets hit. And Irwin gets hit.
Gil Vasquez was first in there. 5'8" linebacker on the outside, but he does things so well that you don't have to worry about his size out there out of Los Altos High School in Hacienda Heights.
So Leith out wide to the right. In the slot next to him on the right-hand side is going to be Sanders. Irwin still in at quarterback. Whitener out wide to the left.
Reggie Whitfield now in for Tyler Hogan on that left side. Or excuse me, on the right side of the defense, left side of the offense.
Kinslow still in at running back. 3rd down and 9. Irwin has time. Sidesteps. Irwin's going to take off running. Now he's got the time. They need to come up and meet him. Looks for the right. Gets it far out of bounds. Here comes a flag by the Hornets because Irwin was 12 feet out of bounds when he gets hit.
He was almost to the booth when he got hit. So you're going to pick up the first down at 15 yards. That good downfield coverage by the Hornets. And they switched it up. Noah, did you see that man-to-man defense switch up from the 2-deep zone last time?
So the Hornets don't contain the quarterback, and that's why the quarterback gets the first down. We heard that from Brian Crooks. You've got to contain.
Yeah, you got to contain, but that's a little bit different of contain. That was such good downfield defense that the defensive line couldn't contain.
Hand it straight up the middle again. Gain of 5. Flag on the play. Normally where you get that holding call. And we hear that, hands up face, so we're going to move back to Tigers.
Going back to that last play, Corey, that's one of the dangers of running man-to-man. Your defensive backs are churning and running as well as the linebackers, and all the eyes are downfield on the receiver they're covering, and they're unable to attack the scrambling quarterback when he does break contain.
That's on Donnie Long.
So you look at Kinzo last week, guys, he only had 27 yards on 5 carries. Averaged 5 yards a carry in the game. Didn't carry the ball much. His longest run was 7 yards for the Tigers in their opening weekend. They hand it off to him again. Kinslow gets hit. Gets up to the 38, and so far with 2:50 to go in this first quarter, guys, it's a sparring match.
Yeah, it's two very good teams playing football, and you can't get more generic than that. Let's have another cliche as Jacob Jones comes in for David Farmer, who made the stop that last time.
You can. Sanders out wide to the left. Outside him is Whitener, who hasn't seen the ball yet. Maybe their best receiver. We get a jump. Flag against the Hornets. Trying to get a little speed. Irwin says, well, I might as well go for it, and short arms the throw as we're going to get offsides against defense.
So, instead of 2nd and 24, you got 2nd and 19 remaining. And new linebacker in for the Hornets at 50 in gray will be Michael Noble out of Orange Lutheran.
So Leith out wide to the right. Sanders in the slot on the left-hand side. Whitener outside him. Thomas Kinslow still running back. Irwin the quarterback. Irwin brings him up. 2nd and 19 for the Tigers. Short of the 45. Irwin looks over. Hornets walk up, and we're going to get illegal procedure. So that 5 yards, well, you know that 5 I gave you, Ryan? You just gave it to Corey. We're all even in the booth right now.
And Junior Wiley is in as a nickel package, as well as we mentioned Michael Noble. Elijah Mott, defensive tackle on the left side in gray for the Hornets.
Watch Retzlaff on the left, this tight end. They're going to hand it off to Kinslow again. Kinslow gets maybe a half a yard off left tackle, and so far it's the defensive line controlling the defense for this Fullerton team.
And that stop is by Elijah Mott, who the press book has him wrong. He's listed at 5'11", 150 as a defensive tackle. That's kind of incorrect.
3rd down and a long Cadillac for the Tigers. They're trying to find something. They said, we drive a VW. We're just going to park it in this little slot and punt the ball away to the Hornets. Noah, I got to look at you so far. You guys were all raw Tigers, how they had this team, and so far the defense, at least in the first quarter, has held up well against this #1 team in the nation.
The defense has held up well, but I think this is a good opportunity for Riverside to flip the field position battle because for the most part they've had the worst field position to start off, and Fullerton's won that for much of the first quarter.
Mr. Steele is back deep. I tell you what, a man whose family replicates my physique, back deep to take this punt. Steele comes up, looks to catch it, does, and immediately gets wrapped up. Beautiful coverage on the punt for Riverside on the play. So we're sitting here with 1:14 to go. We're sitting at 0 here on Sportsnet USA.
Speaking of SportsNetUSA.net, we've got a lot of football coming up next weekend as Fullerton College is going to be at Santa Ana. San Diego Mesa is playing Golden West right now. Next week, it's going to be Golden West at West LA, in addition to East LA taking on Compton and LA Valley against Long Beach City.
Brandon Rankin comes back in at running back. Kevin Fogg now wide receiver. Quinn fakes it himself, takes it up the middle, and Corey, this is what you expected to see last week by Quinn Commons.
Yeah, that's what you expect to see more often because that will loosen up the defense. That'll freeze the linebackers for just a moment. That's going to be crucial. He was brought down by Zechariah Holyfield.
First down and 10 at the 30, so a nice gain of 10 on that first play. The Hornets have moved the ball well. Rankin gets hit, gets grabbed, keeps his feet churning, and gets a gain on the play of about 2.
Talafau on the, well, not on the stop, but slowed up Rankin just a little bit to allow the other Tigers come in and make the stop.
Fogg out wide to left. Tim Allen out wide to the right. Quinn Commons out takes Rankin and goes from left to right. Second down and 9 for the Hornets. Here comes the pressure. Quinn sees it, and Quinn has 2 receivers wide open. Corey, the infamous tight end doesn't look up to catch the football.
Yeah, because Quinn saw the blitz coming from the left side, actually from the right side, from Jalen Bowers or Jalen Bowens. He got rid of it correctly, but like you said, Lucas Love didn't turn his head around.
Lucky comes back in here at running back. Third down and 8. So both units move the ball, but can't get close to get it in. Quinn trying to get comfortable. He does. Quinn off the receiver's hand once again, who was wide open on the play.
What happened was he was coming out of his break. There was a little bit of physicality with the defensive back, and so when he looked up, that's when the ball arrived and he just couldn't get his hands up in time.
So Williams have it go off his fingertip and can't come away. Once again, the Hornets have to punt it away.
Sean Dorso back deep.
So Dorso is going to stand at the 35 for the Hornets. So it's field position with 20 seconds to go in the first quarter here on SportsNetUSA.net. Hornets go to a tight formation. Field goal was blocked. The only scoring opportunity in this game. We're going to get a flag, delay a game for the Hornets, and it was the pressure by the Tigers made it get a delay a game. Brian Crooks down there on the sideline, basically saying to people, come on guys, let's get ready. Phil Austin, headsets on, not quite sure. Tigers bring 10 people up to the line of scrimmage. Dorso moves up inside the 40, closer to the 50. Talk about somebody not paying attention. Well, I'm going to drop the football, and then it's on the ground, and the Hornets miss a break as they played a little croquet. And Noah, if you're going down the field and you look at the right direction, you could have gotten that turnover.
That's a bad break for the Hornets. It was almost a mishap there by the punter. Short punt bounces off an RCC player, but the lack of awareness by the Fullerton players down the field are unable to recover the ball.
Come on, guys. There was no Fullerton College Hornet near that ball whatsoever. They weren't dropping on that. Kari makes the pickup for the Tigers.
Ball gets down at the 45. Great field position now. Riverside slowly moving up the field. It's almost like Corey going through a buffet line. Slowly moving through the buffet line, trying everything he can find.
So that means you're going to score.
Tim Irwin says, that's right, Corey Neyland, because we're there. And, of course, you know, you have that dietitian like Mark Pavlovich in the backfield saying, no, you've already had enough carrot cake today or banana pudding in your instant, and took it away for a sack. As we come to the end of the first quarter, it's the Tigers 0, the Hornets 0 on SportsNet USA.net. Ryan Osborn, you look at this first quarter.
No, I have to defend myself.
Oh, okay,
on that.
go ahead.
If you've ever been to a buffet with Mark Pavlovich and I and Mrs. Neyland,
Yes,
you know
sir.
I'm the one who eats the least at that buffet.
You picky, baby. You picky.
Yes, I am. Speaking of picky, you asked Ryan a question.
And there's Mr. Picky going. Ryan, so far, surprised at this first quarter?
Actually, I am. I thought that the Hornets offense and the RCC offense, both of them would combine for at least 20 to 25 points here in the first quarter. you look at either of these two sides, and it's something that you said with 6 minutes left. It's the defenses for both of these two teams that have just shut down either offense. Now, of course, you have that drive that Fullerton is driving up the field. They've got a 3rd and 1 at around the 41-yard line. They go with the flea flicker, and that stops their drive dead cold. However, other than that, neither of these two teams have made progress up the field. I think if I had to give a little bit of a tip of the scales on one side of the ledger right now, it's going to Fullerton's defense because they have not allowed RCC to get past the 50-yard line.
And the Hornets did have an opportunity to score. And anytime you're going to score, well, the best way to score is going to Miller Toyota of Anaheim. Miller Toyota of Anaheim has the best cars you can find for the best price, and if you don't want that new one, get that used one. Miller Toyota of Anaheim is a proud sponsor of community college sports, high school sports, but most of all, education. That's Miller Toyota of Anaheim.
And Ryan, you spoke of the defense for Fullerton in a second.
Second down. Once again, running play, draw play straight up the middle. Gain of 7 by Riverside.
Irwin was 4 attempts, no completions in that first quarter. Quinn Commons was 7 of 11, had 45 yards in that first quarter. These are unofficial stats.
Jalen Young now at running back for Riverside. So you look at Jalen Young at running back.
Jalen Young out of Perry, Arizona. Out of Perry High School in Arizona, excuse me.
Irwin looking, trying to get something from the sideline. Jarrell Anderson coming over here to the left-hand side or the near side. Armstrong Johnson to the closest side over here. 3rd down and 7. Start things. Same run play, draw play. It's going to be short. And guys, Riverside's across the 50. Corey Neyland says, I'm going for it. Riverside looks like they're going to punt the ball away.
They're going to play field position. Carson Reed will come in to appear like he's going to kick it away.
And I'm with Corey. You know that your defense has been holding Fullerton's offense on their own side of the 50. You go for it in this situation.
I think you punt it away because the defense has held them, and you're going to make the field even longer for the Hornets. You've been winning that battle so far. Don't give the Hornets the middle of the field. Here comes the punt. Steele signals for a fair catch immediately, comes up, grabs it across the 15. They're going to mark him down right at the 15. We just started the second quarter. We got a bunch of bagels up there. Well, we had a bunch of food in the booth earlier, but because of the delay, it's all gone. And the only thing we can look at now that makes us hungry is that scoreboard because we're sitting at 0-0. Hornets 0, Tiger 0 here on Sportsnet USA.net. Ryan, Noah, Corey, Gabby all here at Shapell Stadium watching, well, some of us might say a battle against two of the best teams in California.
I think all of us would say that, right?
I would hope so. Quinn Commons comes back out at quarterback. Waiting for Quinn to air it out. Hornets looking to get down the field. Here they come, running play. And Riverside is all over that and can't take down with a plethora of defenders anybody in the backfield.
Lucky Avenger, again, he's a very strong back. He gets to the outside. Marcus Wilson, who came across out of Chaparral High School in Temecula.
So instead of a loss, it's a gain. Quinn comes back, pump fakes. There's Quinn going down the field, finds it, and Quinn finally airs it out, but it's out of bounds. And Quinn Commons really looked like he had Griffin open early and out throws him.
He rushed it. He rushed it just a little bit.
So Griffin will stay wide to the right. Tim Allen now is going to flip the side of the field. So Griffin and Tim Allen with Williams goes to the far side of the field. It is now a 3rd down and 6. Quinn Commons looks over. Lucky still in the backfield. The Hornets trying to find something to get themselves going. Man to man. We're going to get illegal procedure as we get motion. And Corey, the defense walks up the line of scrimmage and we get a flinch by our receivers.
Kashawn Griffin.
So it moves it back 5 yards. So it's 3rd down and 13 now for the Hornets. Lucky stays in the backfield with Quinn Commons. Tim Allen still to the far side of the field. Williams outside of him over there. They hand it off to Lucky. Lucky goes off a right guard. It's a safe play other than anything else.
I don't know if you like really the safe play, but it's a good call. but you don't know if you like it. It's a smart call, I should say. That's the smart call, but the defense has to get back onto the field on a hot day. And are they rested enough? Now Riverside is probably going to get good field position on the Fullerton half of the 50.
Whitener comes in now for Riverside. You look at him, one of the speed burners for this team. He's standing right there at the 50, feeling comfortable. Last time, the punt almost didn't get off. Beautiful spiral. It's going to drive him back to about the 43. He goes down with 1 foot, and nobody gets him. Corey Neyland says he was down. The officials say, Corey, that time you didn't see it right. And Coach Garrett saying, I agree with Corey Neyland. He was down on the field.
That was Tyler Kennedy. So Tyler Kennedy, who had the kickoff return last week of 99 yards for the Tigers, picks up a nice 20-yard gain there. And, yeah, his knee did come down.
Whitener comes out to the near side of the field. Kinslow is now in the slot on the near side of the field. Changing up quarterbacks on us now. Pavlovich now in at quarterback. Get a little jump. We're going to get a flag against the Hornets. We're going to get a penalty, offsides against Fullerton, even though it was a good defensive play.
By Alan Guerin, who Braylon Willis was offside. So Alan Guerin, who's now in the second unit linebacking core for the Hornets, out there, and it looks like he hurt his hand. He comes out for Michael Noble.
McGlory goes in motion from left to right. Pavlovich waits. Has time to throw. Looks for his, I thought he was going to the outside, Corey, and he comes back and hits Jarrell Anderson, who makes a nice little catch.
They'll come back to that play later in the ball game, Mark, because you saw Jamon McGlory, who was wide open on the outside, so they'll come over. He used to coach a kid in basketball by the name of Javon McGlory. I wonder if there's any relation there.
Whitener out wide to the left one more time. Kinslow in the slot on the left-hand side. McGlory stays in at running back. Pavlovich, the quarterback, is going to hand it off to McGlory, who goes off the right side. Just gets through the crack in the wall. Gets a gain of about 4 on the play. So field position has worked for the Tigers. Instead of going for it last time, they backed up the Hornets. They win the punt return to get excellent field position at the start of this second quarter on sportsnetusa.net. Pavlovich comes out. McGlory stays in there. Whitener once again out wide to the left. Kinslow in the slot. Pavlovich goes back, has time to throw. He's going to take off running one-on-one, and they take him down short of a first down. It's going to bring up a workable 3rd down and 2 on the play.
And the Hornets have an injured player down on the field. It looks like it's Gil Vasquez.
So with 10:36 to go with an injury on the field, we're going to take a quick timeout as it's the Hornets 0, the Tigers 0. Here on Sportsnet, USA.net. You know, I was looking at Noah Alvarez. Noah, you went down to the sidelines, so I got to ask you, did you hear anything, any yelling, screaming, or anything else?
So I heard Coach Garner telling his offensive line he was very upset with that last drive. Just to take you back, Riverside City College went with a 3-man front, and they were getting a push. And so he was basically talking about his offensive line getting their hands on early onto those defenders and being able to drive them back. There should be no excuses to why 3 is beating 5, especially when you have those kind of numbers. So he just wants more effort, more hustle from his offensive line.
Well, 3 goes into 5 more often than 5 goes into 3. So
Actually,
from a math point of view, that's
no,
why.
But from a football stance and a football point of view, 5 goes over 3 more often than 3 goes over 5.
So you think he's got a legitimate gripe?
Oh, yeah.
You agree?
Of course.
Ryan Osborn, like usual, has nothing to say here on sportsnetusa.net with 10:36 to go here in the first
He had a
half.
lot to say, actually. He was talking to Greg Scholes, him and Noah.
They were talking a lot. We listened to Ryan himself talk about the events that they've had. Keep an eye out for those events on the homepage at Fullerton College. You might see them. The communication department lets them know about it too. So do that. As Corey is, we have a player come off very gingerly on the field. Let's hope the young man isn't badly hurt, that it's just one of those things where you wake up tomorrow morning and he sort of feels like me, just a little old.
And it is Gil Vasquez, who's Fullerton's best linebacker, or probably best linebacker. And that's going to be a big blow because he comes out and he flies around. He reads the offense very well. As Tyler Kennedy, a nice job of sportsmanship, pats him on the butt, saying get well. So Gil Vasquez coming out under a good training staff. And in for Dylan Laurent as a wide receiver for the Tigers, standing next to Kennedy.
So Kennedy out there. Sanders out wide to the right.
Jacob Barlich last week had 100 yards passing even. 8 completions out of 15 attempts. 1 touchdown, no picks.
Averaged a little under 7 yards a throw when he was out there. He's doing better than that today so far. 3rd down and 4 for the Hornets. Pavlovich says, I'm going to look for my man right there on the outside. And, Corey, that's what you do with a tight end. You have him go up the field about 5 yards and come up for a first down.
Roughing the passer on Josh Tarango. So, again, big first down, big penalty. It was at the 9. Now they go to the 4.5.
So the Tigers are knocking on the door with 10:20 to go here in the first half. And yes, they have won the field position game that we have talked about so far in this game. Pavlovich goes off, straight dive play. Gain of 2 on the play once again. And Corey, this is it. You think that they're going to end up running at the Hornets constantly as they run straight up the middle.
Submarining to make the tackle is Junior Wiley. I would too. I mean, you got Kevin Brown who's 400 pounds on the left side. I'd get 2 more runs, 3 more runs in there to score 6.
2nd and goal from the 3. Bosley, the running back. Kinslow in the slot on the right-hand side. Bosley straight up the middle. Is he in?
Just short.
3rd down and 8.5 inches.
So now they bring in their big jumbo package. They'll have 11 offensive linemen, maybe a linebacker in there with the fullback and the quarterback.
So it's Ryan Osborn, Ryan Osborn, Ryan Osborn, Ryan Osborn, Junior, Junior, Junior.
And remember, Fullerton ran a version of this a couple years back with Muhammad Jefferson.
3rd and goal, we get timeout by the Hornets immediately. So
And
go ahead, Corey.
I was going to say, and here's where you tell your defensive front, everybody pack it in. You don't care if you get beat on the outside. You say your cornerbacks one-on-one on the outside, stay on that island and protect it. 8 players need to be up in front within, I don't know, 8 inches of the goal line.
But, I mean, let's be realistic. Riverside, okay, now I'm going to put you guys on the spot. All 3 of you. Ryan, I'm going to put you on the spot, too. Riverside, let's per se, just for sake of argument, does not score on this next drive. You go for it?
Yeah.
On 4th down, you go for it,
100%.
Noah? Ryan?
Absolutely.
You
At
go for
worst
it.
case scenario, you have them pinned inside their own 5-yard line if you can't convert.
Mark, you realize we had them going for it at the 47 of Fullerton. I'm going for it all the time.
And you feel like Riverside really has something to prove today.
Yes.
Okay. And go ahead.
Quick update from Mr. Ed Ford over at Golden West. San Diego Mesa 23, the Rustlers 21 as they enter the half.
High-scoring game.
Unfortunately, nobody can hear it because Rashawn Haylock doesn't have any headsets. Sorry, franchise.
And why Riverside, it's a big win for them if they come out and pull out the victory. Fullerton won 6 of the last 8 contests. The only really close game was the one last year when Fullerton won 34-33.
And, of course, when you look at Riverside's offensive line out there right now, Corey Neyland, that looks like a D1 football line.
No, that looks like a D1 basketball unit.
Oh, if you were on the team, yes. And we're going to get that against the Hornets. Should be illegal substitution.
Yeah.
So if you couldn't hear that, there's no illegal substitution. The Hornets have the right. A defensive team has the right to match substitutions, which is what they did. 3rd and 8 inches. They run the option play, and Irwin easily slides through the open front door. So Riverside's the first one with 8:55 to go to get on the scoreboard here on Sportsnet, USA.net.
And that was going to be 6 no matter what, because Irwin had it on the inside. His back had it on the outside. If he's a pitch, the end or the linebacker has to make him pitch that ball, because you never know what can happen. You hope for a bad pitch instead of the the quarterback keeping it on the inside for 6.
So Riverside gets on the board. Cervelis comes in. The kick is up. And the kick is good. So with 8 minutes and 55 seconds ago, well, it's the Tigers on top. It's Riverside 7, Fullerton 0 here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Driving around town right now? Well, I hope you're driving around in a car that you bought from Miller Toyota of Anaheim. If you didn't, well, that was your first mistake. So head on down over there, turn it in, get your money back, and buy that brand new Toyota from Miller Toyota of Anaheim. Miller Toyota of Anaheim is a proud sponsor of community college sports, but most of all, education. That's Miller Toyota of Anaheim. Corey, Riverside gets on the board first, and it was all about field position. That's what caused the difference in this half. So, I mean, and you once again, my partner disagreeing with this is going to be a long football game.
Field position helps. It really does. They were in that good field position, so they had to go less yardage. But you look at that drive, there were 3 separate plays where they were going to pick up first downs or they're going to pick up positive yardage. I think that was a drive where they score, but having good field position makes it even easier to score.
Well, one thing we saw last night was a team that could score. That was the Fullerton College volleyball team that just smothered Santa Monica City College, and a couple of the stars of that game will be with us at halftime here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Maybe right now somebody from the Hornets are looking for the athletic ability of that women's volleyball team. Williams, he takes it on the dead run. They fake a reverse, looks for the outside, tries to turn the corner, turns the corner, gets shoved out of bounds. They're going to mark him out of bounds at,
looks like the 30. 28?
the 28-yard line. Yeah, I couldn't figure if they were going to give him up above or not, but a good starting point for the Hornets, who are down by 7 right now to this very tenacious Tiger team here at Shapell Stadium on Sportsnet, USA.net. Quinn Commons comes back in at running back. The Hornets looking to do something in this game. They wait for everybody to get set. First down and 10 right at the 28 for the Hornets, looking to answer those 7 points. Goff moves them left to right. Quinn Commons feels the pressure, pulls down, feels the pressure, and he's down on a sack on the play.
They were trying to hit Keon Fogg in the middle of the field, but Zechariah Holyfield was there. He backed up for one linebacker position to take away that throw. Looked like a real route was happening right on the near side, and they didn't get that either.
And if you're Quinn Commons, you're outside of the tackle box. You got to get rid of that ball out of bounds.
Hawaii comes in at tight end for the Hornets. The Hornets go back. Quinn Commons throws to the young man, comes across the 30, so gets a lot of that.
Coy Thomas out of Lafayette, Louisiana. Lafayette High School picks up a first down, and that, again, this is what they use the first 2 possessions. Quick strikes. That's what they need to keep doing.
3rd down and 8 for the Hornets. Riverside comes up on the corner. They play man-to-man on the outside. They hand it straight up the middle, and the Hornets on a run play get a gain of 4. They're at the 35, and they're going to give up the football again.
Shows how much I was paying attention. That loss on first down was so bad. I thought it was a first down. They picked up so much yardage. And again, you look at the play call. Fullerton doesn't want to make a mistake. And that's what the play calling exhibits right here. They don't want to make a mistake, so they're going to give the ball up. Yet, Riverside has a little bit of momentum going. Could be tricky.
Tyler Kennedy back deep for the Tigers. Kennedy at the 28. Kennedy waiting for it. We get,
Delay a game.
or is it going to be a false start against the Hornets?
False start, number 5. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
So the Hornets back up again. Just an eerie feeling about this game now. Tigers slowly taking control. They've stalked their prey. They're ready to devour it. High floater. Kennedy's going to let it bounce, take it up on the run, and goes out of bounds. Not a bad play by Kennedy. He knew he could step out of bounds before really taking the worst of the blunt on that. And so Riverside's going to start. First down and 10 at the 38 for the Tigers. They're up by 7 with 6:40 to go. It's Riverside 7, the Hornets 0 here on SportsNetUSA.net. Corey Neyland, Ryan Osborn, Noah Alvarez calling the action today. Gabby Neyland down to my right.
Ronnie Velasquez up front. Dominic Vargas the tackles. Braylon Willis and Jamal Dorsey on the ends. Tanner Bean is a middle linebacker for the Hornets. Alan Garan on the near side, and Josiah Morrow on the far side. Xavion Steele traverses the field. He's going one-on-one with Tyler Kennedy.
Barlage comes back in at quarterback. First down and 10. I formation for the Tigers. Tigers now want to run straight up the middle. We're going to get a flag on the play. Usually that's where you get a hold on the offensive line.
And they had running behind a fullback of Caesar Cruz. Cleared the way. And you do have a hold, Mark. And it's Caesar Cruz.
Maybe that's why it was a nice hold, a hole up front. A little holding on the play.
And you know, RCC came out in a power I formation that last play. I'm not surprised by the call because when I was down there by the sidelines, the players from that last defensive possession were absolutely gassed. They looked tired. That was one of the main points the coaches were telling them, make sure they hydrate. And Coach Austin really wants his defense to be more disciplined. A lot of penalties. RCC only had to drive down half the field, but a lot of that was due to penalties.
Kennedy and Laurent at the left side of the field, throwing it over there, trying to throw to Kennedy on the play. And Corey, if they kept that up, I think it's 7 points the other direction for the Hornets.
Yeah, they're lucky it was a bad throw because Xavion Steele was there. He had the jump to pick that off. But just a really Oshklevy play.
So it's going to bring up a second down and a long 20 for the Tigers. One more time. Bosley stays in at running back. Irwin now comes back at a quarterback. Kennedy stays out over here to left. Irwin now hands it off to Bosley. Straight up the middle. Gain of 2 on the play. And Corey, they're running a one deep receiver route right now against this Hornet defense. And the purpose for that for the Tigers when you think about it.
Because as Noah said, defensive units gas, defensive units tired. Your weight is getting on them.
Third down and 14. One again. Irwin comes up, and here's the running back. We've heard about it all day long. If the running back tries to get outside and run the football, he's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage, but it's going to bring up a 4th down for the Tigers.
And they drop back into a zone instead of man-to-man, so Xavion Steele comes up, makes the stop.
So Dawson Williams comes in right now. We're sitting at 7 with 5:21 to go. The Hornets would like to get good field position. The Tigers have had it most of the day. Williams is going to stand at the 25-yard line. Here they come, up the middle. Shanked off the side of the foot. Williams is going to watch it go out of bounds, and they should get, boy, they marked it right where it hooked. That looked like a Corey Neyland duck hook, and they said it went out of bounds right at the 30.
Mine was prettier.
Yours had more airtime. So we're at 5 minutes exactly. Like we said last night, the women's volleyball team came away with a victory. A couple of those players be coming up here at halftime. Quinn Commons stays in at quarterback. First down and 10 for the Hornets. Trying to get there, and that offensive line ball came out, and I think Riverside comes away, and there's turnover number 1. It's going to be a good call. The Hornets come away with it, and Corey, they dodge a huge bullet as Alfonso Graham puts that ball on the ground.
Fullerton's offense is out of sync right now. They were getting that rhythm in the first couple drives, moving the ball, mixing it up.
Second down and 9. Commons waits, has time, finds Graham out of the backfield, comes up the field. Steiner steps, tries to get the sticks. They're going to call him out after a gain of 7 on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 2 right at the 38. We're at 4 minutes in the first half. The Hornets are still trailing by 7 here on SportsNetUSA.net. Noah Alvarez told you how warm it was down the field and how they were trying to change personnel. They're running people in and out like it's a day that you could buy a handbag for a nickel. Everybody's being so quick going right and left. Quinn Commons says, I'll take that nickel and a first down right now. Staggering the count. Quinn Commons tries to go straight up the middle. That should move the sticks. We get a flag on the play, holding against the Hornets.
10-yard penalty. Commence 3rd down.
So we're going to move it back 10 yards after they make the first. Third down. 3:41 to go. The Hornets just keep going the wrong direction. They're stuck in reverse.
That was a big holding penalty call because you get the first down, you keep the ball moving. You want to try to close out the first half positively.
We get a timeout. Corey, I'm going to go back and let you finish that statement because I think Tom Kraft, who has had an excellent career at Riverside through the years, you look at him, one of the more prolific community college coaches. I think Tom Kraft looks at it right now and says, hey, if we can stop them, get at least 3, we've got Fullerton buried before the second half starts.
I don't even think you need 3. You just need to go up with the lead, go into halftime with the lead. You got 7 right now. Fullerton, if they pick up that first down, they're moving with 3 minutes and 33 seconds to go in a half. You keep moving, even if it's a field goal that you get, you have points on the board as you go into halftime. Riverside gets the ball in the second half, so if they score or not, they're feeling really good about themselves. Big holding call there.
So we have Fullerton getting ready with a big 3rd down. 3:33 to go. Quinn needs to come up with a big play. Quinn Commons takes it himself, goes straight up the middle, and there's nothing there. And Quinn Commons gets back to the original line of scrimmage, and the Hornets once again stop short.
And again, another safe play call. On the opposite side, the Fullerton's coaching staff is thinking it's only 7-0. Our defense is playing well. Let's back them up, hold them, and we'll see what happens after that.
Tyler Kennedy back deep. Kennedy's going to wait for that one, backs him up. Tyler Kennedy backpedals to the 20, trying to outrun everybody and can't as he gets taken down. And it looked like he got taken down at the 18, and they mark it at the 19.
That's a good mark. He was brought down by Jesse Bediako.
2:54 to go. Just want to correct my partner. There's only
Bediako,
one
sorry.
good mark around here, and that's the guy up in the booth. First and 10 for the Riverside. Tigers with 2:54. They're up by 7. High formation. Pavlovich hands it off to Bennett. Bennett gets up to the 20 before he stopped. Gain of about a yard on the play. Keen Wilson up in the booth with us. Kane walking by saying hi to all of us. Maybe we got to warm him up and get him out there with 2:23 to go. Pavlovich comes back, looking for time. He's going to steps away, goes down, throws the opposite of the field. Ball, receiver, defense, called incomplete as it's just a perfect simultaneous collision on defense.
Tyler Hogan there playing textbook secondary.
2:15 to go. Field position is the game. The Hornets defense needs to get the ball back. Pavlovich stays in at quarterback for the Tigers. Bennett at running back. Tyler Kennedy out wide to the left. Jarrell Anderson in the slot on the left-hand side. Pavlovich fields private. Throws over to this side of the field. Throws it there, and it's going to be first down for the Tigers going across the field.
What a beautifully designed play, because that was the delay screen as any delay screens you've ever seen in your life. They've waited for Bennett to come all the way across the field, roll Barlish back out to the right side, Bennett on the left side, no one's there. Good play call.
Kinslow comes in at running back for the Tigers. Pavlovich gets ready to go. Kinslow comes out. Pavlovich getting pressure. Throws it to Kennedy right down the middle of the field, who trips with a little help from the Hornets. And the Tigers once again are rolled as they cross midfield with 1:42 to go. The defense now sort of sucking on that air tank that Noah Alvarez talked about in the first half. Retzlaff out wide to the right. Kennedy out wide to the left. Pavlovich now looks at the running back and starts him in motion. Looks over there. The Hornets are going to come. Pavlovich feels it. They're going to go back. Throws it to Kennedy on a flanker screen. Can't go down. Goes down. They're going to call him down after a gain of 3. 1:12 to go here in the first half. The Tigers are up by 7.
And that's that same delayed screen that we saw earlier that got them the first down, moving them up near the 30-yard line. RCC loves to be able to get Kennedy into some space by drawing the defense into the backfield.
Retzlaff out wide to the right. Sanders in the slot on the right-hand side. Kennedy out wide to the left. Pavlovich goes back again. Throws over the middle of the field. We're going to get flagged, and that usually comes where somebody's holding on to a defensive player. Nobody's moving. And Corey, it looks like that's going to be the penalty on this play. So we'll see what happens. Waiting to see what the call may be. 43 seconds to go.
Yes, thank you. Chop block, number 52 and number 51. That's a 15-yard penalty. Second down.
And so it's a chop block, which is a personal foul. That's why we're moving it off 15 yards. Chop block is where Noah gets somebody engaged high. I go down low. We take him out. They call it a chop block so nobody will get hurt. That moves them back. It brings up a second down. And now let's see Riverside. They should just sort of run this out. We'll see if that's what they're going to do. Pavlovich looks back over to see what's going on. Kinslow stays in at running back. Kennedy may go down on a fly pattern. Pavlovich is going to take it himself. Needs to get a block. He does on a slide play at the 50. Boy, the Hornets get away. Noah easily could have been a flag on that slide play.
Yeah, that was very borderline, especially because he led with his helmet, too. Very surprised there wasn't any penalty called.
White Hat says you've got to wait for my call. We're at 7 seconds. We get everybody moving. And we'll see who that they call that against. We had people moving backwards, but the defense took the initial first step. They're going to call it against the Hornets. Oh, they don't.
27. That's a 5-yard penalty. RCC has decided to take the 10-second runoff. That's the end of the half.
So RCC gets a penalty, and in doing so, they run off the clock. We come to the first half. It's the Tigers 7, the Hornets 0, here on Sportsnet USA. .net. Corey Neyland, Gabby Neyland, Ryan Osborn, Noah Alvarez, all up here in the booth. Noah, exciting first half. It really was field position when you looked at it. The Hornets had an opportunity. They squandered two, a trick play that doesn't work, a field goal that gets blocked. They could have taken the lead. Then the Tigers come. I sort of felt like the momentum had changed, that the Tigers could possibly get a better feel of locking up the first half, but they walk away only coming away with a 7-point lead. So maybe it's a wash in the first half when you look at it.
And I think if you're Fullerton, you got to be pretty optimistic too. That lone drive where RCC scored really helped out by the penalties of Fullerton. We've seen a lot of penalties. That's something we saw back in week 1 when Fullerton defeated Golden West. Fullerton was on the wrong side of that stat line, leading in penalties. And again, here at half, they're leading in penalties 7-6. And that's either extended the drives of RCC or really killed the momentum for a Fullerton College drive.
Got the dance squad out on the field here on SportsNetUSA.net. Again, the unheralded athletes. When you think about them, they've been national champions more than once as a dance squad. They're out there working as hard as anybody else, maybe harder. And for anybody who's ever read the book, Dance is a Contact Sport, that'll just let you know where they're at as athletes out there. Waiting to see if we get a couple athletes that we thought we were going to. Doesn't look like we will. So I tell you what, I'm going to get out of the way. I'm going to let Noah Alvarez and Ryan Osborn do a little talking here on SportsNetUSA.net. We're at the half. The Tigers are up by 7 over the Hornets. 7-0 on SportsNetUSA.net.
So that's your update from around the state of California as we get set for some more football here at Shapell Stadium. We'll send it back to the voice of your Fullerton College Hornets, Mark Pavlovich.
And I've just been driving around at halftime in my Toyota, just feeling good. Sitting back there, and of course, if I'm going to get a Toyota, a brand new Toyota, or maybe a nice used Toyota, there's only one place I go. That's right, I go to Euclid and the 91. Why there? Because that's where it is, the home of Miller Toyota of Anaheim. So take a little time out, stop by Miller Toyota of Anaheim, and say, hey, I got sent over here by SportsNetUSA.net. Show me what you got because I heard you're the best. That's right, Miller Toyota of Anaheim is a proud sponsor of high school sports, community college sports, but most of all, education. That's Miller Toyota of Anaheim. Well, the Hornets trail by 7 at halftime. So we'll see what we can get going, but it's going to be those Tigers that get it first. So it's going to see if the Tigers can keep things rolling and if the Hornets can shut the door here on SportsNetUSA.net. High. Take it at the goal line. Looking to the outside. Have an alley. Turn the corner. Runs it out of bounds. We get a flag at the 15. That should bring it back against the Tigers. So the Tigers, looking for a great start, just couldn't get out of their own way on that one as Armstrong Johnson gets run out of bounds. And so they're going to call a flag on the play. Hervey, the tight end from San Jacinto, is going to move it back. So the defense of the Hornets did okay. They held the Tigers to 7. And now it's Brian Crooks' defense has got to get field position for the Hornet offense. Barlage comes out at quarterback. Tyler Kennedy comes out wide to the left. Barlage in a shotgun formation. First down and 10. Right at the 10. Straight dive up the middle. Just can't get much on that. And so the Hornets make another stop on Ballsy, that comes through and gets stopped. Bosley. Gain of 3 in the play. Second down to 7. Bosley stays in there. Barlage lets Barsley go the other direction. Finds a cutback. Gets a gain of 1 on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 6. So we get a personal foul by the Hornets. Automatic first down for the Tigers.
And Mark, this is something that Ryan and I were talking during the halftime. Penalties really killed the momentum for Fullerton, whether it was on defense or on offense. Another costly one here.
Pavlovich in at quarterback. Kennedy out wide to the left. In the slot on the right-hand side is Giovanni Sanders. First down and 10, just short of the 30. Bosley pulls it down himself. Gets a gain of 6 on the play. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 4. So the Hornet defense trying to do something out there. So far it was Tarango on that tackle. Makes the stop. So Tarango, who is active at defensive tackle for the Hornets. The Tigers wanting to chew up clock and, yeah, come away with points. Here comes the blitz. Pavlovich holds on to it, gets taken down at the 30. So it's once again Tarango. So once again, Noah Tarango demonstrating he is the best defensive lineman for this Hornet team.
He's been creating pressure on pass plays and making nice penetration on run plays, really doing it all for the Hornets defense.
3rd down and 8. Wanting to get the same sort of pleasure. Pavlovich has time, looks out, throws it up in the flat. Ball gets hit, and actually it was a Riverside's offensive player that makes the defensive play on the pass. Confusion in the corner, and Ryan Osborn, Brian Crook's defense usually saves the day when a second half starts.
Yeah, and you look at how Brian's defense has performed whenever a second half starts. In the last 3 years combined, they did it in the national championship in 2016 and 2017, where their defense didn't look great. All of a sudden, they come out in the second half and look electric.
Dawson Williams comes up, going to catch it on the run. He does, immediately gets taken down, but they're going to start at the 35-yard line. We just started the second half. It's the Hornets trailing right now. It's Riverside 7, the Hornets 0 here on Sportsnet USA.net. Want to thank Ryan Osborn and Noah Alvarez for chewing the gum at halftime. Quinn Commons comes out at quarterback. Lucky at running back, and boy, that's what we're hoping he'll be in the second half. If you're a Hornet fan, they need to find something. Tim Allen out here wide to the right. Quinn Commons has time, throws it across the middle, catches it right there, and the unknown Williams, who was back deep, comes down with the football. Williams making that catch on that play. Dawson Williams gets a gain of 4. Quinn Commons comes out. 2nd down, 6 yards for the Hornets. Riverside, 3 down linemen. They walk up their corners, then back up. They play an option play. Quinn Commons pitches it to the outside, gets knocked out of bounds, and they're going to mark Lucky out at the 40. So that's a gain of a half a yard. It's going to be 2nd down and 5 for the Hornets right at the 40-yard line. Quinn Commons looking things over. Hornets seeing the Riverside Tigers climb up like they're going to wake their way into the house. They back off. Here they come again. Quinn says, let's run the same option play. Does, and that option play has no place to go. I'm going to look at you, Noah Alvarez. There is no creativity on the offensive front right now.
I'm really surprised that they still went with that and didn't audible to a different play call, just because you saw the pressure for RCC lining up on that weak side. And I understood that they had the motion, maybe try and catch them off guard, but all the pressure was coming from right there. It's also the side of the field where there's the least amount of space, so it didn't make sense to call that play call.
4th down. The offense stymied again. They have yet to make a 3rd down play. They are 0 for 10 on 3rd downs in this game. Yeah, Corey Neyland just turned around and looked at me like, wait a minute, they're what? Yeah, they're 0 for 10 on 3rd downs in this game.
And on 4th downs, Mark, they have 4 penalties.
High floater. Fair catch at the last second. So the Tigers are going to start at the 22. That's right. We've just wasted a little time in the second half as the Tigers come back out. Corey Neyland, well, you heard it when I said 0 for 10 on third down. There has been nothing for the Hornets on third down plays.
There's one team that's playing with confidence. There's one team that's not. The one team that's playing with confidence has 7 points. The other team does not.
Bennett comes in at running back. I formation. Deep set back is Bennett. They hand it off to Elijah Bennett. Elijah Bennett goes off right tackle, gain of 2 on the play.
And I'm going to go back to what you said, Mark, to start the second half. You said this defense has done just an okay job. I want to give more props to the defense. I mean, they've only given up 7 points on the afternoon, and a lot of that was caused by penalties both on the offensive and defensive end for Fullerton. But they've really held this RCC in check. They haven't been able to get over 200 total yards of offense.
Second down and 8 for Riverside. Barlage now moves Bennett from left to right in the formation. Goes back, looks over, goes to throw it to Bennett. He catches it, but we're going to get holding right by Barlage, and they're going to mark him back 10 yards.
So, yeah, you want to back them up. Third down and 8, yeah, that's manageable for the Tigers, but second down and 19, 18, that'll allow your defensive line, who's gotten pressure on Barlage, to get more pressure, maybe get a sack, force a fumble.
So they're going to move it back. To the 11.
To the 11. If you're Riverside, Mark, Noah,
they're trying to mark this off, and I thought they marked it off wrong. Now they moved it up a yard. Okay.
To the 13.
So Barlage looks over to the sideline. Kennedy's in the outside, says, hey, I'm open. Throw it my direction. Barlage's going to take it himself. Once again, it's a running play. We're going to get another hold against Riverside, and ball comes out, but they're going to say incomplete pass. But it's going to be a hold against Riverside one more time.
And this one you want to decline, bring up third down and 15.
Personal foul, hands in the face, number 51 in the offense. That penalty is declined. Third down.
So Cole saying with hands to the face.
Well, you told me they called it an incomplete pass. They're calling it.
No, it was a run.
Oh, it was a run. That's what I thought. I saw you do this, and I thought you were telling me incomplete pass. I thought, wait a minute, what was I watching? Irwin comes back in the game now. Likes to pull it down himself. Irwin rolls out. He's going to take it himself. Now he's going to stop, and Irwin, and we're going to get a flag. The ball came out.
And they're calling forward progress stopped. Jalen Bowens comes up with the ball.
So if forward progress stops, the flag came out after that.
No, it came out before that. Flag came out before forward progress was stopped. And then Jalen Bowens, or no, not Jalen Bowens, Junior Wiley comes up with the ball.
Was a fumble with Fullerton recovering. However, personal foul, hands in the face, number 96 defense. 15-yard penalty, first down.
So it was a fumble. The Hornets recovered it. There is a penalty.
Personal foul is on number 95 of the defense.
No, flag came out.
That flag came out late.
No, it didn't. It didn't come out late. It came out right before forward progress was stopped, right before the fumble.
So the defense steps up, makes a stop in the play. It's first down and 10. They make a stop at the 35. 2 big penalties, and that one is huge, guys, because that was that turnover you were looking for.
Stop. and a turnover. Even if they don't fumble that, they're punting the ball away.
Irwin's still in. Kennedy comes to the near side of the field. Kinslow looks across the middle of the field. Hornets trying to make a stop. Riverside gets to the 50. We're at 9 minutes in the third quarter, and it's been all Riverside in this quarter.
The offensive line for RCC has looked really good. They've given Kinslow just enough time to get the ball off.
First down and 10 at the 50. They run it off the right side, not being able to make a tackle on there. Nice little run by McGlory. McGlory picks up a big chunk and gets another first down for the Tigers.
Tough running by the small guy. 5'7", 180, ran much bigger than that. Fullerton's defense a little bit winded out there as Josh Tarango comes out of the ball game. In for him is Dominic Vargas.
McGlory stays in at running back. I formation. Irwin goes up quickly. First down and 10 at the 39. Riverside on the move. Irwin fakes it. Irwin gets sacked at the 50, and they don't bite on the fake.
No, and that was Xavion Steele coming from a corner blitz. They didn't pick him up, Noah. They didn't see him whatsoever, and he did a good job of reacting to the play action fake and bringing him down.
That's what you like seeing, too. A lot of defensive backs get criticized for not being great tacklers, but nice tackle there by Steele.
Irwin looking to do something. Bennett comes out here in the slot now. McGlory stays in at running back. Second and about 20. Irwin has time. Throws up. Throws it. They let him get back to the original line of scrimmage. A makeable third down play. It's now third down and 10 for the Tigers at the 40. This could be 4 down territory if you're that Riverside team, depending on what you get on this play.
And they're coming from the opposite side of Xavion Steele. They're going to the strong side, the right side, and the short side of the field. Xavion Steele is in near side corner number 25. Let's see if they test him.
Armstrong Johnson comes out this side of the field. Third down. Irwin, here comes the all-out blitz. Irwin, there was a hold. You could watch a jersey get stretched from up here. We heard everybody yell, holding. Corey Neyland saw it, and there was no call by the back judge.
But again, good defensive work. Fullerton is changing up the defensive side. They're leaving Xavion over on this side of the island all by himself. And they're running. They're giving him that 5 yards, that 7 yards out, but they're not giving up much more than that.
Dawson Williams back deep. He's going to stand inside the 10-yard line. So Williams inside the 10. If it gets to him or over his head, we'll see if he lets it go. Fullerton doesn't rush. Williams signals for a fair catch. Catches it outside the 10 at the 10.5. Well, we've gone back and forth with 6:25 to go. Oh, no, not really. It's the Tigers 7. The Hornets 0 here on sports@usa.net. Noah Alvarez, Corey Neyland, Ryan Osborn, Gabby Neyland, and I'm the Buddha of Babel, Mark Pavlovich, here on sports@usa.net. Yeah. So the Hornets come out just past the 10-yard line. Quinn Commons takes it up the middle, gain of 2 on the play. So gain of 2 on the play. Commons looking maybe to get a little more leeway. Tyler Beckwith now comes in. Goes to the far side of the field. Griffin in the slot to the near side of the field. Quinn Commons at quarterback. Second down and a long 7. Quinn Commons has time. Throws down the field. Gone back for cut at the 40. It's a foot race if they get the angle. Cut back, looking for a blocker. Still on his feet. And the Hornets go down at the 35. Finally airing it out. Nosip catches it and makes it down the field. The first long pass of the day.
And we had been clamoring for that big shot by Quinn Commons all afternoon. They finally go downfield and they get a big one.
Quinn Commons feels the pressure and gets sacked on the play as Commons pump fakes with the pressure coming and gets sacked for an 8-yard loss.
Well, they ran that play early in the first half where they faked the quick pass and then they send the 2 blockers on the screen up the field, but RCC was ready for it this time. And of course, the offensive line let all the pass rushers go. So pressure immediately in Quammen's face. He had very little option to go there.
2nd down and 20 at the 45. Commons goes back, needs some help, has it. Going deep, all by himself. Right on the money, touchdown Hornets. Keon Fogg. And it was 2 huge pass plays. Ryan Osborn, I'm going to get you in on this because you just brought it up. Long ball, gets the Hornets into the game.
Well, Mark, you know, and I have been at practice once, twice a week for the last 4 or 5 weeks. He is excellent at throwing that deep ball. We hadn't seen it all afternoon. Coach Garrett Campbell had been going with checkdowns, little dink and dunks, 15, 10 yards upfield. He hadn't gone deep. 2 straight times he goes deep, he gets that ball into a huge play for Fullerton College.
Kick is up, and the kick is good with 4:50 to go. We're knotted all at 7.
Yay. We've got a ball game, folks. And it's one of those things that we keep getting text that which game is more boring, the one at the Coliseum or in Provo or the one here. This game's not boring. This game is exciting. Defensive playing well. Offense, well, both teams may be starting to get click right here.
So the Hornets get on the board with 4:50 to go as Garrett Campbell decides, well, I might as well throw it, Noah Alvarez. I got nothing else to lose, and he goes deep.
And when I was talking with Ryan at halftime, this is something I was asking for because as a defense, if you see the offense continuously going for short route after short route after short route, you're going to see the defensive secondary for RCC sit on those short routes and play more aggressively, but then you hit him with the pump fake. Then you hit him with a double move like the Fullerton and take a shot down the field like they did in that pass drive. That's where you're going to see the offense really open up, and now the short stuff is going to be open as the secondary lays back and eases off.
And Fogg was so wide open, you wanted to make sure that that's one of those plays you go, oh, Quinn, please don't miss it. Please don't miss it if you're a Hornet fan. If you're a Riverside fan, you said, where's that gust of wind when I need it? We're knotted at 7 in the second half. Deep kick into the end zone. Take it out there. Riverside looking for something. Cut to the outside. Kennedy makes a turn. Kennedy up the sideline. Can they track him down? We get a flag in the middle of the field. And Corey, if that's a holding call, guys, can I tell you, even if it's on Riverside, I despise that call because it had absolutely nothing to do with the kick return. Corey can't even comment on that because Corey will say this to me more than once.
If it doesn't have an effect on the play, yeah, it may be a hold, but don't call it. It has to have an effect, a direct result of the play. It's like home insurance.
They're picking it up. I'm going to tell you they're going to pick it up. What's the over-under? I say they pick it up. Ryan Osborn says no, they're not going to. Noah? Noah says no. Corey?
You guys say they're not going to pick it up?
Yeah, I say they are.
No, they're not going to pick it up.
I say they are. There's too long of a discussion not to pick it up. Pavlovich shoots and scores. You guys are football people? What are you watching?
Pavlovich like Riverside, cherry picking at the blue line.
I'm a winner, just like Luke.
I'm going to remember that for our next argument, or I'm sorry, debate.
First down and 10 for the Tigers at the 42. Good no call by the officials. Irwin throws over here. 1 foot skips, 2 foot skips. Nice up to the 49. No give up. And let's see now if Riverside opens it up a little, Noah, because they haven't been overly aggressive. They've been a little conservative out there.
And you see it there with that offensive play call on the first down play. They go for a pass instead of running the ball because Fullerton has done a nice job stuffing the run and forcing a long second down in the past offensive drives.
Laurent in the slot on the left-hand side. They hand it off to Bosley. Bosley goes off the left-hand side. Gets to the first down marker. They're going to mark him down there. So we have a flag on the field. So is it offsides, Fullerton?
No, it's not offsides on Fullerton.
Offsides on the 35 defense. That 5-yard penalty results first down.
How it was, okay, here's the problem I have with the call. There's no 35 for one. 32 was on our near side. The far side official calls the offside. Problem is, he wasn't even in the neutral zone. He timed it perfectly. The flag came in really, really late.
First down and 10. Us old guys over here on the right complaining about the late flags. There's a ball on the ground, and Irwin loses it, picks it up. He's going to take a sack in the play all the way back to the 46.
And that goes for sack number 2 for Xavier Steele. Again, they're not throwing to his side, so he's playing more aggressively coming from – he's got enough speed to get in the backfield and be a disruptor.
Laurent comes out wide to the left. Irwin at quarterback. Hasn't thrown it his direction. Oh, it's Barlage now in it. Quarterback Barlage gets swallowed up at the 39-yard line.
And that's big Josh Tarango shutting him down for a big, big sack. And that's why Riverside is doing that short game. They're just not getting that time they need to throw down the field like they did against El Camino. And we saw and we heard earlier in the week, the offensive line is big, but sometimes they're susceptible.
Johnson comes in slot. Bosley goes in motion from left to right. Barlage throwing it back to the other side. Fullerton's there to make the play, and they're going to knock him out of bounds, and it's going to bring up a 4th down at the 50-yard line for Riverside.
Mark, a few moments ago, you were talking about Brian Crooks and his defense, and they have a tendency to step it up as soon as the second half starts. We know that Brian Crooks is a motivational speaker whenever he's out there at halftime with his defense. Whatever he said to them is really working here.
You know, let's give a little love to Dave Robinson.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think the defense played bad. I'm like, no, the defense played well in the first half. They gave up 7 points, like you say, on a short field. What else did they give up?
And Riverside's defense must have played great then.
Yes, they did. Shut out in the first half.
See, and I think Fullerton offense played poorly.
That too.
Very timid play calling.
Corey wants all the cups filled to the top. High, beautiful punt. Fair catch signal for right there at the 10. They're going to mark it at the 9.5. So the Hornets are knotted at 7, and there's a little bounce, guys, in that Hornets offense going out there.
So would you say there's a buzz in the air? I got another one, too. That buzz in the air was called the fog was rolling in for that 6. I'll be here all season. Thank you.
That dead air is brought to you by Corey Neyland on sportsnet.net. Quinn Cummins comes in. Guys, we'll see if Garrett feels comfortable now. Man-to-man coverage by Riverside. They run the Statue of Liberty play, and it doesn't do anything. And they come up with that play, and once again, stops in. You know what? I'm not too upset with that play because they did a spread offense trying to catch somebody. Corey Naylor doesn't like the call. 2nd down and 10. No gain on the play. We're at a minute in this third quarter, and we're tied at 7. Quinn goes back, looks for it. Quinn makes a throw over the far side. Gain of about 5. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 5 yards for the Hornets. Hornets looking to get, once again, out of the doldrum. If you're Riverside, bring everybody. If you're the Hornets, look for it. Riverside brings 4. Quinn's got time. Quinn throws it over the flat. Turns the corner. Should have it. Don't stop. run through it, and they're going to give him the first down. Nice spot by Quinn Commons, and I'm going to go to you because you sort of cocked your head on that one.
No, it was a nice job. They did a nice job. Riverside did a nice job of putting pressure. Commons kept his feet, kept his head, and got the ball to the outside to Lucky. Lucky, however, got lucky and stretched the ball out for that first down because he was short.
First down and 10, right at the 20. Quinn Commons looks over. Fogg, the gentleman who scored that touchdown, to the near side of the field. Quinn's got a fresh start here now at first down and 10. Quinn goes back. Here comes the blitz. Throws it over. Throws it and taken out of the air.
That's Spencer Owens, the first time we've seen him, and that's what he can do for you. Big 6'5" guy goes up and snatched it like a rebound out of the air.
So that should take us down unless they can get it off with 5 seconds to go. Hornets are trying to try to. Quinn does. Keeps it himself. Quinn Commons keeps it straight up the middle across the 40, and that is going to bring us to the end of the third quarter. As you come to the end of the third quarter, as we have a flag on the play.
You're going to call holding? Yeah.
Holding, number 74. That's a 10-yard penalty. You'll have one on-time down before the end of the quarter.
That goes against Tyler Walton.
And we have a player down on the field. So the hold was called right where Quinn Commons got tackled. And again, I'm going to bring this up. The flags have been, I'm not saying it didn't happen, but the officials have been very late with the flags on all these plays.
True.
It's like it's an afterthought. And Noah, Ryan, I've got to ask you because it's like almost, I see it at the very end. I don't see it when it happens. You sort of wonder if they think they saw it instead of actually seeing it.
Yeah, I think there's that delay that you're talking about, Mark. It's almost like a snap count where you go, okay, the play ends, and then you go 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, the flag gets tossed out there.
And so you look at it. But because there is a penalty on the play, the quarter comes to an end. You're not going to end a penalty on the offensive team, so you will play an untimed down for this third quarter. Fogg, once again, the only one to get a touchdown today for this Hornet offensive crew. Near side of the field. Lucky in the backfield with Quinn Commons. First down and 15 at the 30-yard line. Quinn, pump fakes it. Has time to throw. Throws it behind a receiver. Wide open on the play.
Yeah, he rushed it a little bit. Spencer Owen was there, outran the ball, and that's why it was behind him. But a good rollout, good job of getting your tight end involved, and that's what we talked about earlier in the year, earlier in the season, week, yesterday, whatever. Get your tight end involved in the game, and they're doing that here in the third quarter as we move to the fourth.
So as we head to the fourth quarter, well, we've been driving right along through this game. Most of us have been driving along in a Toyota from Miller Toyota of Anaheim. That's right, Miller Toyota of Anaheim. You need to get maybe a part for your car? No better place to go. I don't know, maybe I just want to do like Ryan Osborn did. I'm going to go down and look at that car I need to get to some of these games here on sports.usa.net. Then again, it's just a Saturday afternoon. What better thing to do than go down there and say, what is the best deal you can give me? Well, at Miller Toyota of Anaheim, you'll get the best deal in Southern California. Miller Toyota of Anaheim is a proud sponsor of community college sports, high school sports, but most of all, education. That's Miller Toyota of Anaheim, located at Euclid in the 91. Well, if you're a Tiger fan, this is what you wanted. It's coming down to the fourth quarter. If you're a Hornet fan, this is what you were wondering. Would it come down to the fourth quarter? Guys, so far, great resolve by the Hornets in this game. And the Tigers have been here before. They're looking for a happy ending. Let's see after another 15 minutes if they get what they want.
Kobe Fitzgerald along with Q Olatoa are the leading tacklers for that Riverside defense today.
Second down at 15. Quinn goes back. He has time to throw. Loops it down middle of the field. And there is holding Well, guys, I don't know. We can't see it, but it sure looked like somebody was getting held onto going down the field.
Yeah, there was jostling down the field. Ball might have been uncatchable. I like the no call myself.
Corey Neyland gets his wish. Lucky comes out of the game. Lucky says, okay, well, you know, I was in there, did my thing. Graham comes back in at running back. Graham at running back. Charles Byers Jr. to the near side of the field. Quinn Commons in shotgun. Graham at running back. 3rd down and 15 at the 30. They hand it off to Graham. He needs to get something. He needs to run up the field, coast down the sideline. Doesn't get anything there as the Tigers react quickly, and that's going to bring up a 4th down for the Hornets with 14:47 to go in the 4th quarter.
And, guys, what you like about both defenses is as soon as Riverside realized it's a run, they didn't hesitate. All the backers came in from the secondary, filled the lane, and made the stop. There was no way they were going to pick up more than 3 yards on that play.
Tyler Kinslow now comes in, goes back deep for the Tigers. Kinslow's going to stand at the 32. Here's the kick. High spiral. Kinslow takes a knee and goes down. They're going to mark him down right at the 36. So we're sitting at 14 minutes here in the 4th quarter. The outcome will be jubilation for one, devastation for another here on Sportsnet, USA.net.
Whitfield, Steele, Farmer, and Wiley in the secondary. Morrow, Hogan, no, excuse me, that's Bean, and Tyler Hogan in there for the backers. Don't make that Alan Garon. Sorry about that, Mark.
Sportsnet USA.net scoring update. Mesa 44, Rustlers 27.
McClory goes in motion from right to left. Irwin looks back that place. Now it's time the middle of the field. Looks at the middle of the field. Can't get it to where he needs to. Good coverage. But you're going to say no.
No.
Once again, I'm getting.
Jamal McGlory was wide open in the flat on the far side. The cornerback came back. They were running a 2-deep zone, and that's what Farmer and Steele are talking about on the opposite side. We got to make sure we have somebody in the flat for coverage. That might have been Josiah Morrow.
So a miss thought. We're going to get
substitution penalty.
Substitution infraction defense, 5-yard penalty. We need 2nd down.
You know, how many penalties do the Hornets have in this game?
We'll get that checked out for you, how many penalties Hornets have.
2nd down and 5. Irwin looks. Here comes the pressure. Irwin throws it right on the money. And almost a great play and a nice catch by Laurent, making that in the slot. So Laurent stays in the slot. 1st down and 10 at the 43. Irwin goes back, has time. Pump fake, stands up, gets hit. Going down the deep, it's overthrown. Incomplete pass. Had plenty of time. I'm going to ask you this time. Good coverage?
And just like there was no call on the opposite side the last series against Riverside, no call here against Xavion Steele for the Hornets. You know me, I like the physicality of the defense.
So 2nd down and 10 for the Tigers. Look, Lowry still in at running back. Irwin at quarterback. Laurent in the slot on the right-hand side. 2nd down and 10. Look, Lowry picks up the middle. Now he comes out. Throws it over in the flat. It's going to be a 1st down just across the 26. And Irwin put that right on the money.
And the secondary's got to trust their coverage. They were running a crossing route. They ran him onto the outside. That's Xavion Steele's got to trust his coverage and let the guy go deep. If somebody gets beat deep in the middle of the field, that's the safety.
So you look at the play on that one. Armstrong Johnson makes a nice play. Johnson stays out there to the far side of the field. Jarrell Anderson in the slot next to him. The near side of the field, Dylan Laurent. Irwin at quarterback. 1st down and 10. Irwin feeling the pressure right up the middle, and Irwin is taken down again for a sack on the play.
Was that Cameron Proctor on the inside? Yes, it was. Cameron Proctor with the sack.
And one of the adjustments Coach Crooks has made here in the 2nd half, we saw a little bit at the end of the 1st half too. sending more blitzes, getting more pressure, creating more pressure, making things uncomfortable for Irwin and Barlage when they drop back and pass.
Retzlaff out wide to the right. In the slot next to him is going to be Laurent. Retzlaff comes in tight now on this side. McClure goes in motion from left to right. Irwin looks. Here comes the pressure up the middle. They look the middle of the field. Just a perfect pass in the middle of the field. And, Corey, you've got to love what Giovanni Sanders did running that route.
Yeah, and you like the way Irwin stayed in the pocket and delivered the ball.
So Sanders now goes from left to right. Retzlaff stays over here. Sanders now lines up next to him. They roll out against it. Irwin looks from the middle of the field, and it's picked right there by the Hornets on a horrible pass.
And that's
by Irwin.
Jonathan Smith, who makes the interception. And, yes, he didn't know where he was going to. He was throwing into a crowd. And Jonathan Smith, who we saw 4 years at Fullerton High School, makes the catch in the right play. That's his second interception this year.
Hey, didn't you get asked by somebody down in the field what you were feeling about those defensive backs?
Yeah.
I think it was Phil. I'm rooting for Corey, Neyland, Austin. Feel a little love down there, aren't you?
You know what? I am feeling a little bit of love. Troy LaFridge was down there, and it's all good. So because of that, Jonathan Smith makes the interception.
My lookalike was down there.
No, but good play by the Hornets. They trusted their coverage. They trusted their scheme.
And the Hornets get nailed for a safety.
And just like that, the interception, as big as it was, it doesn't hurt you if you're the Tigers because you pick up a safety, because as good as Fullerton's defense is with the penetration, Riverside comes up with the huge play to get 2 points there.
Lucky gets taken down in the end zone.
And he tried to bounce it outside to get more room. And when you're in the end zone, you have to come straight up the middle, get past, live to fight that second down, and keep on going. Now it's back up to the defense again to make a big play with 11:55 in the game, left to go in the game.
So the Hornets down by 2. Double up the alley, gets runners in. And it's now Riverside 9, Fullerton 7 here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Of course, Riverside gets the ball back. A lot of quiet people on this near side of the field. A lot of quietness up in the booth right now from Ryan Osborn, from Noah Alvarez.
I think they've only got 10 players out there.
Here comes 11.
Yeah, there is 11. Just like that, the Fullerton crowd was up. Everyone in the booth was up, and just like that, Riverside, no panic. This might be the more disciplined Riverside team we've seen in quite a few years. And there's no flinch to them. They get a turnover, they come right back out and make a big play.
Coach Gardner not looking happy on the sideline. Deep kick. Taken at the middle, look to cut the outside, stay on the feet, missed one tackle, trying to ride it out of bounds, staying on the feet, finally getting taken down. And that was Armstrong Johnson once again.
Now, Mark, you were talking about both teams' defenses. They are playing well. Now it's Fullerton's time to make another play to help out the offense. But if you're Riverside, you keep doing the same offensive tactic you've been doing, though, because you've been matriculating down the field and getting positive gains. If not for a bad throw, you don't know where you're at.
Okay, when do we say the offense isn't that good? I mean, I really do. I hear from all three of you, oh, the defense is playing spectacular. But when do you say the offense is disappointing?
When they're disappointing, we're not making plays, when there's a lot of penalties, when they just can't do anything.
Straight dive up the middle, and the defense for Fullerton comes through again as Elijah Bennett's got no place to go.
That's Josiah Moore. When they can't.
To go back to what you were saying, Mark, I think to make it more specific, the offensive line hasn't been good. They've been getting manhandled by the defensive line. There's been some holes open up in the middle, over the middle for the quarterbacks to throw to. But as far as controlling the line of scrimmage, it's been all the Fullerton defensive line.
Barlage looks, finds a receiver open, gets taken out of bounds at the 50. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and a makeable 3 for the Tigers. So Barlage looking good when you think about him back there. Elijah Bennett at running back stays in there. In the slot during the near side of the field, Giovanni Sanders, who made a big catch just a while ago. Here come the Hornets. Irwin comes, steps up into it, and it's thrown out of bounds. Corey Neyland saying there should be holding on the play. There is no flag.
So 4th down and 3.
And even though that didn't result in a sack, the pressure had Barlage thinking that he was going to be taken down, so he threw that ball quicker than he wanted to.
Carson Reed in to kick. Back deep is going to be Dawson Williams. 11 minutes here in the 4th quarter. Yes, it has been a nail biter, to say the least, for everybody up here in the booth. We get a flag, delay a game against Riverside. Move it back 5 yards, you're not going to feel bad. That gives you a little more room to punt the football when you think about it. Hand signals going on behind me.
Hand signals were 4 delay of game penalties for both sides. 3 for Fullerton, 1 for Riverside.
Little offshoot. Williams backpedals, fair catch at the 10. So, 10 minutes, 44 seconds to go. It's the Tigers 9, the Hornets 7, here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Corey Neyland, Gabby Neyland, Ryan Osborn, Noah Alvarez calling the game today. Quinn Cummins comes back out trying to find something to do here. And Corey, he comes out with Alfonso Graham as his running back. Graham needing to help Quinn when he needs protection in the backfield. Quinn hands it on to Graham. Graham goes off left tackle and gets a half a yard on the play.
So you look at that play call. It's trying to set up a play action pass later on in this series if you get the 1st down. But again, your play action, or run up the middle, and then try to catch him sleeping on the outside.
Gain of 2 on the play. Graham stays in the backfield. Quinn Cummins goes back, has time to throw. Throws it. Alfonso turns the corner, stays on his feet, gets knocked out of bounds, but that's after he gets a 1st down on the play.
Yeah, big play by Alfonso Graham. Does a nice job out of the backfield to making the catch, and a little hesitation gets past as Zachariah Holyfield for the 1st down.
Graham stays in the backfield. 1st down and 10 at the 27. Quinn Cummins goes back. Going to throw it over here in the flat. Nice little quick play. You like these quick passes by the Hornets, don't you?
I love the quick pass option passing game because they don't allow the defense to get set. They don't allow them to get in the rhythm. But you, with your passing game, get that rhythm that the defense doesn't.
A 1st down and 10. They want him to move the chains. It's 1st down and 10. Quinn Cummins looks over. They're across the 30. They start the clock. Quinn looks in the backfield. He's got a rhythm going. Riverside needs to break it up. Quinn, 1-2 steps, got time, throws it again, looks the middle of the field. He's got it. Taken down there, and the Hornets. Corey, that is, okay, I say his name wrong. You say it's Deontay, right?
DeJounte Thomas with the catch goes up in the air in coverage and brings it down. Great throw, great catch. Thomas with the 1st.
Quinn goes back again. He's got time, rolls away from pressure, goes down deep. Incomplete pass. Flag on the play.
This is going to be Riverside having too many men on the field.
Quick snapped it. That's why the offense didn't have a rhythm.
That's what I love, young eyes, all about Ryan Osborn. Hey, too many men on the field. Illegal substitution.
The one thing I enjoy about these broadcasts, it's not just a 2 or a 3 or 4 one-man booth.
It's a 12-man booth, isn't it?
It's an everybody booth.
First down and 5 for the Hornets. Quinn goes back. Here comes the pressure. He's got to throw it. He's got to throw it. Corey, he does. And it's nice that he got away with it because he had no place to go. Noah, go ahead, Corey.
Oh, he had some place to go because Sean Griffin, Noah saw it, had him on the post, but it was a post corner route. So if they get it on the post, it's 6. But the post corner route, incomplete pass.
So Corey sees somebody open. Quinn Commons is going to look up here for Corey the next time around. Say, hey, man, help me out. Alfonso Graham back in the backfield as a running back. Second down and 5 for the Hornets. Quinn comes back. He has time. He's got to get rid of it. Middle of the field. Does that right at the 15. Quinn gets leveled on the play, but he's okay.
And that's Tim Allen.
This is very reminiscent of Gresh Jensen's type offense. Just little cuts and slices.
First down and 10. Quinn comes back. Here's the pressure. He's got to throw it. He's got to throw it. He does. And give it to, okay, I'm going to go, Corey, I'm going to go back to Quinn. I'm going to say that's an okay play, even though he throws it away, because that would have definitely been a sack.
You have to, because Jalen Bowens was right there with him. Jalen Bowens brought the pressure, and Quinn couldn't set his feet.
I feel like I'm in Apollo 12. I got more guys touching the controls up in this booth. No wonder we're not going to make it to the moon. Let's hope the Hornets make it to the end zone with 8:45 to go here in this fourth quarter. Quinn's got everybody moving. Quinn's got to throw it. Looks for the back coming out of the backfield. And nice defense on that. People are looking for flags. My partner to my left, Noah Alvarez, says there should have been a flag on that play.
I don't know if there should have been a flag, but there could have been a flag. Good no call. Kobe Fitzgerald with the coverage. I think the pressure up front just allowed Riverside to put that much pressure on Quinn so he couldn't get in the rhythm and throw that ball.
Lucky comes in at running back. Griffin in the slot on the left-hand side. Here they come. Quinn says, I'm going to throw it. He does. Nice catch across the 10. Okay, guys, put you on the spot.
Go for it.
Corey's going to go for it.
I'm going to kick the field goal.
Hey, old man down at the end, what are you doing?
I go for it. The field goal was blocked earlier, so you might as well go for it as you have the momentum.
And now that they're going to bring out Alec Fonseca and kick that field goal, they're going to hope for it's good. Either way, I like either. If they make the field goal, you like it. If they don't go for it, that's fine. But this one's in.
So we'll let you know after it's kicked. Spotted at the 15. Ball spotted. Kick is blocked once again by Riverside.
Like we said, right into the arms of Jalen Bowens, and another blocked kick. You got to support the call, because if they make the field goal, you go up by 1. We would have liked for them to go for it because, well, the first one was blocked. Your kicking game has been suspect. And that quick passing game, especially with your tight end who made 2 good catches and on the outside has been there, it's 4th down and 3. Try to pick up that first down. You only got 1 point with under 8 minutes to play. We'll see what happens here. You're down now by 2.
Hey, guys, I'm going to tell you from what I saw, it was a bad hike from center. The ball was laying flat on the ground when it was kicked.
Oh, it had no chance, Mark. Jalen Bowens was right in there anyway. It had no chance.
Riverside wants to run out the clock now. This is where they want to make the stand. And the defense says, we'll stop you. You want to run against us? We'll stop you. And that's exactly what they do for a loss in the play.
An update from Golden West. Mesa 51, Rustlers 33. That's a final.
Loss of 2 on the play. We're at 7 minutes and 30 seconds. The Hornets trailing by 2. Empty backfield. Hornets come in the blitz, cross the middle of the field, right on the money. Nice little gain. It's a makeable 3rd down as they end up going right there as Dylan Laurent comes up with the ball. So Laurent comes away with the ball. Laurent now goes in the slot on the right-hand side. 3rd down and 5. Big play for the defense. They have to make a stop. Going, look in the middle of the field. Hit right there. It's going to bring up a 4th down.
So good defensive stand that time by the Hornets. Giovanni Sanders makes the catch, but just short of the 1st down. And Riverside, they're going to kick it away. And you remember Bobby Bowden for Florida State?
Yes.
Back when Florida State first started in his career, first 5, 6, 7 years, he'd go for it right here because no one would expect him to. I don't think he'd go for it.
Will they make him punt it away? Williams says, I'm going to signal for a fair catch. Oh, he drops the football, and that's the game.
So Dawson Williams is going behind, tried to catch an over-the-shoulder punt. It goes through his hands, and coming up with that, it looked like it was Jamon McGlory who comes up with it.
One of the first things you teach outfielders when they're learning their position is to get your momentum behind the ball and then run forward to catch it. In that situation, he's backpedaling and tries to catch it over his shoulder. Didn't have eyes on the ball as it enters his hands.
And that's tough because he's been solid the first 2 games anyway. He's been solid with those punts, catching kickoff returns. So he's thinking, if it bounces, I don't want it to go more towards our side of our end zone, so let me catch it here so we have pretty decent field position. Unfortunate circumstance, good downfield coverage by the punt team comes up.
6 minutes to go. Well, we had mentioned turnovers. One of us said, hey, there would be 2 huge ones. Barlage goes out, looks the other side of the field. Ball's going to be knocked out of bounds. They're going to mark it, and we're getting lots of whistles out here, Corey, and I'm trying to figure Leith catches the ball, but we've got a flag in the middle of the field.
Oh, wow.
So they're going to move it back 5 yards.
Sui Alaufa past that 3-yard barrier.
5:47 to go. I disagree with the man calling it because now we're at 5:40. It's called reading the clock. McClory in. They hit it off to McClory. The little back gets away. He was down there. A nice tackle from behind because if they don't get him, you can kiss that little VW goodbye.
And that's Josiah Morrow who makes the stop. Josiah, good game. That's his 4th tackle today. 6 feet out of St. Louis, Minnesota. So Fullerton has all of their timeouts remaining. So does Riverside. And so there's no reason for either team to panic or rush at this moment.
Out to the right-hand side is going to be Leith. Made a big kick. Here they come. Hornets trying to get straight up the middle. Nice little dive play. Gets it back inside the original line of scrimmage. It's a 3rd down and a long 9 yards for the Tigers at the 21. The Tigers are up by 2. If all of a sudden they were to kick a field goal, it's a 5-point football game.
I don't think it matters, Mark, because Fullerton needs a touchdown anyway to win. You can't trust that kicking unit at this time, so they need a touchdown to win.
4 wide for Riverside. Hornet defense. Here they come with the blitz. Across the middle of the field. Is it a 1st down? I'm going to say they're short.
They are short, but you got to go for it. They're short by a yard. They're going to go for a field goal.
And I force the Hornets to make a touchdown. I go for the field goal. Corey does not. Corey says, if you're number 1 in the nation, score a touchdown.
This is why I could never be a coach. Why I'd never be a good coach, because I'd always go for it.
Hornets waiting. Can't jump off sides. There's the ball is hiked. Blocked by the Hornets, and you lay out, and guys, let me tell you, the ball goes. What was that? Go ahead, Mr. Neyland.
Xavion Stale with the block. And that's huge. He's been making plays all game long. That's why he's a preseason All-American.
Wow. Don't you wish you had instant replay? When you talk about textbook blocking things, guys, it's layout in front of the foot, layout where the trajectory of the ball will go, not after the kicker.
We were out at practice 2 weeks ago, and Coach Griffin specifically had his guys going through drills where they had to fully extend themselves. They couldn't just lean over.
So the Hornets have a chance. Quinn Cummins has the ball tipped, caught by a lineman. That's legal because it was tipped at the line of scrimmage. So it is not an illegal catch for a lineman to catch it.
Drake Staten, with his first reception of the year, goes for -3 yards.
And you know what he should have done once the ball hit his hands? Just drop that thing. That's a loss of 2 yards because he hang on to it.
Lucky's in the backfield with Quinn. 2nd down and 13 for the Hornets. They hand it off to Lucky. They run Lucky up the middle. Lucky does not get back to the original down marker. It brings up a 3rd down. A lot of quiet looks in the booth up here.
It doesn't matter if it's 3rd down or not because this is 2-down territory. It's 4 downs the rest of the game.
Alfonso Graham comes in the game. We're at 2:32. The Hornets need a 1st down to continue or a touchdown to take the lead. Here comes Riverside. Quinn goes back. Delayed blitz. Throws it over here. Goes incomplete pass.
Now, Fullerton, watch the middle of the field here. You need 10 yards, so there's no route that you're going to run and no throw that you make that's going to go less than 10 yards. So it looks like they're going to punt the ball away with 2 minutes and 15 seconds left. Because they have all 3 timeouts remaining, the defense has been playing well and stopping Riverside each step of the way. So they're going to leave it up to their defense to make a crucial stop.
I'm going to correct you, Corey. The defense has been playing great today. I think Coach Campbell and
just like that, a bad snap, bad handle, and then a sack of more than 20 yards on that play. Now with 3 timeouts, you can still hold them. And if you get a field goal, you're down by 5. But again, 3rd down and 10, you didn't get anything. 4th down and 10. You would have liked to see the tight ends get involved in the scenes where they had so much success in the 3rd quarter. And that creative play calling that they had in the 3rd quarter that moved the ball for 6, that's where you got. Now you had a throws to the outside with only one option and a double team. It didn't really give your offense an opportunity to showcase or an opportunity to move forward and continue the game.
So Pavlovich comes out. 1st down and 10 for the Tigers, right on the 17. Straight dive right up the middle. Hornets trying to make a stop. We get a timeout.
Now, if Riverside does get a 1st down, that's ball game. Riverside would run the ball up the middle each and every time. Go ahead, Ryan or Noah.
And Corey, I wanted to go back to what you were saying earlier, especially that creative offense in the 3rd quarter. You saw the Hornets use a lot of quick passes really to help Commons get into that rhythm. Especially those quick passes are so important when a team like Fullerton has today or hasn't been able to is get the run game going. And I'm going to go back to that 2nd down run call on the previous offensive possession. Avenger was stopped in the backfield. We haven't seen the run game get anything going at all. So you, instead of the run game, maybe you go for that quick hitter, and next thing you know, it's a 3rd down and 9, 3rd down and 8, much more manageable than the 3rd down and 12 because of the rush for no gain.
Yeah, and that's why we're up here. So we can say what we want. And that's why we're not. I told you I'd be a horrible coach because I would do everything. Everything is moving forward. So 2nd down and 10 call. I don't want to run the ball up the field. I want to get the ball into my hands on the outside because that's been working, like you said, Noah, and have Quinn, if there's nothing going, pull it down and take off, pick up positive yardage.
Pavlovich comes back. They're going to run up the middle. Play made. Clock stops. Loss of 1 on that. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 7. for Riverside.
Tanner Bean on the stop, who played his high school games here at Shapell Stadium.
Okay, now, I'm going to throw this guys at you because we get a timeout. 3rd down and 7. Riverside doesn't make anything. Fullerton uses their last timeout. Do you kick the field goal?
No.
Or do you run the football?
Yes. No, I don't even run the football. I go for a first down. I am going for the first down. I'm going
Even if it's 4th down?
I don't care. 4th down and anything less than 20 yards, I'm going for it.
Because that puts the fate of the ball game in your own hands rather than in Fullerton's. You're saying to yourself, if I go for the first down and I get it, that's it. That's the end of the game, as opposed to kicking the field goal and hoping Fullerton doesn't march right down the field.
Because if you don't get it, Mark, look what the ball is at right now at the 15-yard line. Let's say they do throw 2 incomplete passes, that you're still going to have to ask the Riverside defense to play for 85 yards and ask the Fullerton offense to drive down 85 yards in order to score and take the lead.
And if you do go for a field goal, let's say you make the field goal, you have one of the most dangerous players in community college football on the field returning kicks.
Here comes the blitz, the missed tackle, and that is a mute point as Riverside gets in for a touchdown with 1:55 to go here in the 4th quarter.
You go for it. You don't run it. You're aggressive on the outside. You don't let the defense placate to you. You go ahead and tell the defense, this is what we're going to do. With Xavion Steele, who blocked that kick, comes up and was on the tackle, but he was trying to be aggressive, trying to make a play. That happens when you need something to happen.
So with 1:55 to go, if you could block this, you'd have a chance to tie. You don't block it, and now Riverside is up by 9. It's the Tigers 16, the Hornets 7, here on Sportsnet USA.net.
So the all-time series right now stands at Fullerton is down 37-29-1. After today, it'll be 38-29-1. And I'll do a Mark Pavlovich circa 2009. If Fullerton can run this back, they've got a chance with an onside kick. If that happens, that'll be the greatest comeback in Fullerton College history. But unlike 2008 or 2009, I'm staying on the air.
Yeah, because Corey Neyland at one time left me right now when he knew the game was over. It wasn't, though.
No, I didn't leave you for that game. I left you for the year before that.
Oh, okay. That game. He's left me a couple times.
I was just upset that second time.
Gabby Neyland has shown you what she thought about the Fullerton College offense. She was asleep. Ball bounces around, taken at the 10. Trying to run it up at the middle where the scrum is, getting taken down at the 30.
And this is the game Riverside football program needed to win. They needed to get past Fullerton because they haven't gotten past Fullerton the last 4 times in the playoffs. Last year they should have gotten past Ventura, but they didn't, and Ventura gets up. Now they finally beat Fullerton, and your season is projected, well, it's going along first 2 games like it should be if you're the Tigers.
So Quinn Cummins comes back out. Quinn needs to find a miracle in his arm. Tigers are after him. Quinn throws across the middle of the field. On the money, taken down at the 45. So Griffin makes a catch at the 45. Quinn comes back out again. Has time. Flips it over here. Taken. Griffin. Griffin goes across the middle. Taken down to the 25. The clock continues to run. Run 27 to go. Have to go for the end zone. Can't play dink and dunk. Clock's going to run out of you. Quinn comes again. Has time. Must throw the football. Throws for the end zone. Almost intercepted.
Substitution infraction, defense, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
We're at 114. Crowd's hoping for a miracle. We're looking for one up here in the booth. Quinn comes out, takes a look at the defense. Riverside walks up on the outside, trying to get pressure on him. Quinn's got time, middle of the field one more time. Once again, throws out of bounds. Trying to go to Williams. Williams knocked out of bounds. Second down, 5 yards.
And when you
1
go back,
minute and 10 seconds. Sorry, Noah.
and when you go back to that throwback comments, you at least want to give your receiver a chance, because if it is in bounds and maybe he doesn't have the separation, there is still the opportunity of maybe drawing a pass interference. But when you throw out of bounds like that, zero chance for either.
Quinn goes back, feels the pressure, gets sacked on the play. Ball comes out, and that's game. So it was turnovers, turnovers, and turnovers. Wait a minute. Was there not an old guy that said the outcome of this game would be caused by a turnover? And I wasn't talking cherry or blueberry. Looks like it's all about. Corey Neyland, get those on there if you're going to say that to me off there. Get those on there. Because you're disagreeing with me.
Turnovers help, but the turnovers haven't been the crucial part of this ball game.
So the crucial part was? Be honest.
We're going to dinner later.
I'm going to hear about it at dinner. So the Tigers are going to come away with what they needed. It's the Tigers 16, the Hornets 7. That puts the knee on the ground. And Riverside gets rid of the ghost of the years gone by. If you're Riverside, you do think there is a Christmas and a Santa Claus, Noah. And if you're the Hornets, well, you're one of the co-hosts of the Coaches Show here on sportsnetUSA.net. Where are we sitting at now with this Hornet team?
Well, obviously the Hornets are going to be deflated after their 30-plus game winning streak comes to an end here. But if I'm the coaches going into this week, next week of practice, you got to look at, yes, the turnovers, but also the penalties. I feel like the penalties killed a lot of drives for Fullerton offense in the first half, and then it killed or extended the drives for Riverside and made the Fullerton defense stay out there longer in the first half as well. So penalties, turnovers, and obviously special teams play really cost the Hornets in this game.
Well, that's what happened today here at Shapell Stadium as the Hornets walk away, losing this game 16-9 to the Riverside Tigers. To Ryan Osborn, Noah Alvarez, Corey Neyland, and of course, well, me, the Buddha of Babel, Gabby Neyland in the background. Your Hornets now sit 1-1 here early in the season. It was the Tigers 16, the Hornets 7 here on sportsnetUSA.net.